show you how to make chorizo from scratch. A long time ago I lived in Virginia and you couldn't just go to the grocery store and buy chorizo, so I had to learn to make it. Nowadays you can just go into the grocery store and buy it in a tube like this, but when I look at the ingredients in the tube I kind of wonder why I don't make it from scratch more often. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at our ingredients. What we need is some white vinegar, salt, pepper. You need crushed red pepper flakes, garlic powder. You want to make sure it's the powder and not the salt. You need red chili powder, oregano, and cumin. And as for the meat, I have 2 pounds of 80% lean meat. I don't like the really lean meat for this recipe because it's a little bit too dry. So the 85% is great. And then you could also use a pound of ground beef and a pound of sausage if you don't like to try it that way. Or you might even want to experiment and try turkey. So that's our ingredients. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this recipe is super easy. Once you have all the ingredients, all you really have to do is throw them in the bowl and mix it up. So I'm starting off with a half a teaspoon of the oregano, a half a teaspoon of the ground pepper, and a half a teaspoon of the cumin. So I'm gonna go ahead and just throw that in there. Okay, so now we're going to add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of salt, okay, a tablespoon of the red crushed chili pepper, and then a tablespoon and a half of the chili powder. Now the last thing we're going to add is the 1/4 cup of the white vinegar. All right, went ahead and took my rings off and just going to go ahead and mix this all up. Get those seasonings going. Okay, so once you have everything all mixed up, looks like that's good. My chorizo is ready to go, and I'm ready to go ahead and stick it in a pan and cook it up. All right, so I've got my chorizo in a pan, and I only put a pound in there. The other pound I went ahead and put in a freezer bag, and I'll stick that in the freezer for another time, but I've got my chorizo on medium heat. If that's too high, I'll turn it down, but for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get it started and cook it up. All right, so it's really starting to sizzle now. You wanna keep stirring it. You wanna make sure that you're breaking up all those pieces. You don't want big chunks of chorizo. So just kind of keep an eye on it. Keep working with it. Okay, so it's cooking up pretty well. And you can see that this chorizo is not as red as the chorizo you buy in the store. It's also a different texture. For the coloring, the more chili powder you put in it, of course, the spicier it's going to be. So if you choose to have it more spicy, you can go ahead and add some more of that red chili powder to it. Even at this stage, it's never too late. It's just you want to kind of cook those seasonings in a little bit. So it looks like it's going pretty good. All right, so it's almost done. I can really smell the flavor coming out of this. Like I said, I want to make sure that I break up all those pieces. I don't want big chunks in this. All right, so it's done. I turned my stove off and I tasted a little bit of it, and it's been a while since I made this recipe. It is definitely spicy enough for me. I wouldn't really want it any spicier. I would probably leave out a little bit of the vinegar. It has a little bit of a vinegar taste to it, more than I prefer. But if you can't find chorizo anywhere, this is a good alternative. So I hope you enjoy this video, and thanks for watching. Please feel free to check out some of my other videos.